Thank you so much for your attendance today. The College of Education and Human Sciences mission is about elevating human potential. This building exemplifies this in action. It also addresses the current needs of our community today here in Brookings, as well as across the state. As I like to say, EHS is like an accelerator pedal. We pace ourselves, and we're only one directional. We only know how to go forward. And that's what this building will allow us to be able to do. Please give all of yourselves a round of applause for everything that you've done to make this happen. To kick things off, I'd like to welcome Londell Seaboy to give us a blessing.
Thank you, Londell, for adding to today's very special day. So good afternoon, everyone. For any who may not know, I'm Dennis Hedge, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs here at South Dakota State. And it's my great pleasure to be a participant in today's program celebrating this beautifully renovated facility with a special new name, the Thompson Center. As SDSU's Provost and Chief Academic Officer, I first wanted to make a few brief remarks about the critical importance of this facility as it relates to student success and our overall university mission. The Thompson Center, of course, is an academic home and a learning facility for our counseling and human resource development programs. Student assessment data tells us that well-designed teaching and learning spaces, like those within the Thompson Center, make a dramatic difference in preparing program graduates for immediate success in the workplace. The best environment for teaching and learning is one that unleashes the creativity of the faculty, enables hands-on student learning experiences with an opportunity for growth via review and reflection, enables pushing and challenging students by integrating technology and emerging concepts into the classroom, and brings students and faculty together to innovate and to problem solve. And this center does just that, with counseling rooms with recording capabilities, an area designed specifically for play therapy, spaces specifically designed for couples, family, and group counseling,
and an interactive learning classroom that promotes collaboration and enables connections to experts around the globe. For our counseling and human resource development programs, the Thompson Center truly is a game changer, and that's great news for each and every one of us. You see, this facility elevates South Dakota State University academically. It supports critically important program accreditations that add value to student degrees. And it allows our graduates to be workforce ready in an area of great need and importance to our communities. Wendell and Marlis, thank you. Thank you so much for your trust and confidence that you've shown in South Dakota State. Your generosity and your passion to serve others and strengthen the communities in which we all live and work are inspiring. You've motivated us all here at SDSU to think more boldly and to stretch ourselves. Also, I want to note that on the back of today's program, you'll find the names of many other generous contributors to the Thompson Center project. I want to thank each and every one of you for your generosity and commitment to elevating South Dakota State University. And for all of you listed, if you're in attendance, if you're able, please stand or at least give a wave so that we can recognize and thank each and every one of you. Please stand, folks. In addition, there are a few others that's really important that I recognize today because they've also played key roles in moving us forward to today's great milestone. First, and I saw many of them here earlier today, the South Dakota State University faculty, both current and former, with a special shout out to Dr. Jay Trenhill. I appreciate you for your commitment to student success and the ongoing advancement of these programs that are housed in the Thompson Center. And as always, a big thank you to the folks at the South Dakota State University Foundation, with a very special recognition of Kelly Books for her efforts with this project. Kelly, we appreciate you. And although they've been introduced, I do want to acknowledge and say, next, a very dear friend and the former dean of the College of Education and Human Sciences, Dr. Jill Thorngren. Jill holds academic degrees in counseling and counselor education, and she also maintains professional licensure as a clinical counselor and a family therapist. Dr. Thorngren knows firsthand the impact and importance of the academic programs housed in this building, and during her time at SDSU, she was a fierce advocate for these programs and this facility. Thank you very much, Jill. And also, I want to acknowledge the important leadership contributions of former Dean of the College of Education and Human Sciences, Dr. Paul Barnes, for his role in advancing us as well. Paul passed away this past April after inspiring all of us and proudly serving for 35 years as an educator, a career which included work as a school counselor, and then later college professor, and ultimately Dean of SDSU's College of Education and Human Sciences. So to Carrie, children, Paul and Ella, and other members of the Barnes family, thank you so much for being here today. It makes today even more special. Thank you. Now, during Paul's time here as Dean at South Dakota State, one of his many contributions was that he recruited and hired an exceptionally talented academic leader to serve as director of SDSU's School of Education, Counseling, and Human Development. So in addition to congratulating her on today's big day, it's my pleasure to introduce and call to the podium the Wendell and Marlis Thompson Director of the School of Education, Counseling, and Human Development, Dr. Ann Carabon. Ann?
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Provost Hedge. For the last 2 years, I have been saying it's happening. When the demolition started here, It's happening. When in summer the furniture was delivered and we started the relocation from Winona Hall, it's happening. The first day of classes and the first practicum session in the clinical experiences wing, it's happening. And just this morning, I realized I have to change what I've been saying to say, it has happened. I am thrilled to welcome you all to the Thompson Center. The completed building now ushers a new era for the Counseling and Human Resource Development graduate program and the 6 specializations areas: clinical mental health counseling, school counseling, college counseling, administration of student affairs, marriage and family counseling, and rehabilitation counseling. The Thompson Center is home to over 120 counseling and human resource development students. And as we know, good things sometimes take time, and we are here to commemorate this achievement. The celebration of this building is one aspect of today, but I'd also like to celebrate those who have been essential to this counseling program. Sir Isaac Newton once said, "If I see farther, it is because I stand on the shoulder of giants." Every program advancement has contributed to where we are today. I was able to see this project to the finish line and stand here at the entrance of the Thompson Center because of the leaders who came before me. Dr. Orv Schmieding served as a leader of counseling when it became the major in 1960. Under his leadership, courses began at the Rapid City campus. These courses continue today, and we offer 4 specialization areas at our Rapid City campus: administration of student affairs, clinical mental health counseling, college counseling, and school counseling. Succeeding Dr. Schmieding was another longtime leader, Dr. Howard Smith, who is here today. There he is. Hi, Howard. Dr. Smith, yeah. Dr. Smith led the Counseling and Human Resource Development Program until 1995 and successfully obtained the first KCREP accreditation. We maintain this accreditation status today by fulfilling certain requirements that ensure students receive a quality educational experience. In the late 1990s to early 2000s, the Counseling and Human Resource Development Program continued to grow and advance under the leadership of many leaders: Drs. Rick Roberts, Nona Wilson, Frances Martin, and Ruth Harper. And I believe Ruth might be here today. Yes, thank you, Ruth. Each person played a vital role in encouraging excellence in teaching and research. In 2002, Dr. Jay Trenhill took the helm of the Counseling and Human Resource Development Program. For 20 years, he elevated programs, hired and mentored faculty, increased enrollments, and advanced specializations offerings to remain responsive to the ever-evolving discipline. In 2006, just 7 months after Dr. Alan Davis, who I also believe is here today, just after he was hired, SDSU was approved to offer rehabilitation counseling. A few years later, the program partnered with South Dakota Extension and named Dr. Andrea Bjornstad the mental health specialist. With the approval of marriage and family counseling in 2015 and the Institution for Play Therapy at SDSU becoming one of the 2 approved Association of Play Therapy centers in the Upper Midwest, the Counseling and Human Resource Development Program continued to grow. These are just a slice of what Dr. Trenhill has accomplished on behalf of SDSU, and we thank you so much, Jay. The impact of these leaders have had on the counseling program have left a legacy that persists today. As the programs grew and needs were identified, it was evident that the counseling program's home needed to be modernized. The building renovation discussions began as a vision for counseling and human resource development that was catapulted into reality by the Thompson family and so many others who are here today. In August of 2022, when I started here at SDSU, a series of building planning meetings commenced. It was an exciting time to dream really big and make decisions. We learned quickly that we had a few constraints of the building's shape and size that we had to modify, but that's the iterative design process that we all know so well. We were resilient, and as a team, we determined ways to move forward with intentionality, always as the beacon. As an early childhood educator and scholar and a former teacher, I know firsthand the art of being nimble and making places and spaces work for you. It's possible to make places fit or work, but it's truly remarkable when a space is intentionally designed for you and the people using it. People thrive in intentionally designed environments. Right behind you, you can see in the outside area, our Fishbeck Center for Early Childhood Education is a prime example. That's where the magic happens. 2 years since that beginning planning meeting, we have now a space dedicated to the counseling discipline. The pulse and energy in this place is palpable and infectious. The magic is happening. I'm a witness to it every day. So let me share a little bit about the intentional design as you get to go and see the Thompson Center as you walk in. As you enter the Thompson Center, immediately to your right, you will see the innovative active learning classroom. This space is going to be used daily for classes 3 different times per day, and it's also going to be a space where we can host distinguished lectures and community presentations. All faculty offices are located on the first floor to foster the natural synergy that occurs when people are proximal to one another. Communal spaces were designed for collaboration and crosstalk between students and also for people to relax and just do life in between classes. Our students often take more than 1 class in a day, and they need a space to either network or just simply pause and rejuvenate. The conference room was designed as a community space and specifically to collaborate with Rapid City colleagues and off-campus entities. As you move down the hall, you're going to enter our clinical experience wing of the building. The Orvin Trudy Schmieding Welcome Center is a place for counseling students to greet their clients. We intentionally designed an external entrance and partial wall to allow for privacy, but also to reduce that stigma of seeking counseling services. When you turn the corner, that's when you will see the 7 practicum rooms. These rooms allow students to apply theories and strategies to practice. Each room is equipped with microphones and cameras to record the sessions and are supervised by faculty. There is 1 room dedicated to group counseling that will host 8 to 10 people and with flexible seating for various configurations. We also have a dedicated play therapy room that looks amazing today, that is bright and fresh with child-sized fixtures that welcomes children and families. Our intention was to mirror the future professional settings here at the Thompson Center to prepare students for success. We created a graduate office that is designed for students to prepare for sessions before, as well as complete their therapy notes after a session and reflect on the session itself. We also have an observation room with state-of-the-art technology where faculty can view all practicum students or all the practicum rooms simultaneously, as well as being able to toggle into one of the practicum rooms to hear the audio, to take notes, to reflect with the student afterwards. This enables faculty to offer high-level supervision, which is crucial for teaching the clinical skills that are hallmarks of an exemplary counselor education program. The second level has 5 offices that are currently utilized by graduate assistants and adjunct faculty. The space upstairs allows us to continuously grow our team and our students. I greatly respect the efforts of everyone who contributed to the design of this building. Jill Thorngren, Paul Barnes, Matt Vukovic, Jay Trenhill, Counseling and Human Development faculty and students, Kelly Books, Abby Whitelock, our interior designer, our building project manager, Luke Whitty, and the Schemer Architect Group. I also want to recognize the efforts of those in facilities and services, IT, custodial staff. Everyone has contributed along the way. Counseling has always been known as a program that is rich with people resources, so having this new building allows us to bring our physical resources up to par. The physical space now matches our program's values and culture. The impact of the Thompson Center is felt by our Counseling and Human Resource Development program, faculty, students, and the community across South Dakota. We believe that when prospective students and faculty come to tour our space, they will see their future professional selves reflected in this space. The Thompson Center also creates more awareness of the importance of mental health by training future counselors in a physically appropriate setting that will benefit our state, region, and beyond. I am so thankful for the ongoing generosity, the vision of the Thompsons, and so many of the friends at SDSU. So much of what we do is possible because of your support. Efforts such as this show students that we value them and the work they're doing. So it's one thing for me to tell you about the impact of this building, but I think it's much better for you to hear it from a student themselves. I want you to hear from Laura Valencia, a clinical mental health counseling graduate student and a graduate assistant in our program. Laura is nearing the end of her studies at SDSU and is interning currently with the counseling services at the Miller Wellness Center at SDSU. Laura is passionate about mental health, culturally responsive practices, and is dedicated to developing her skills to support others on their journeys. It is my pleasure to welcome Laura Valencia.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. As a graduate student in the Clinical Mental Health Counseling program, I am incredibly honored to share a few words about what this building represents for us, both as future counselors and also as a community. A few years ago, a visionary group recognized the need for this space and dreamed of what it could become. Today, we are living that dream. This new home for the counseling program is more than just a building. It's a place of growth, acceptance, healing, and connection. A place where many students' big dreams will be nurtured. Here, we will learn, practice, and cultivate the skills needed to navigate the waves of counseling and also walk alongside our clients through the sacred space of their life experiences. For me, the Thompson Center symbolizes transformation and hope for the future, not just for our careers, but for the countless lives that will impact. It's a reminder that we are not only building our own futures, but also helping others shape theirs. As we walk these halls, may we remember that we are part of something much larger than ourselves. Let this be a space where we keep embracing uniqueness, find inspiration to reach higher, listen more deeply, and advocate for those whose voices often go unheard. Thank you all for joining us as we look forward with hearts full of excitement for the amazing things we will continue to build. Thank you.
All right, so here's where I get to get a little lighthearted with you all. So when I first started at SDSU, Emeritus Dean Paul Barnes told me that I had won an award, and to which I was like, for what? And he said, for the longest title on campus, so you better get practicing. And I did, and I can actually say it pretty quickly. I usually find that I have to slow down a little bit just to explain it. But I don't think I just won for length. I think I have one of the best titles here on campus, because I get to say two visionaries' names each and every time I introduce myself. And in doing so, it's a reminder of why I do the work I do to advance all of the school's programs and the commitment to elevating mental well-being. It is my absolute honor to welcome to the podium Marlis and Wendell Thompson.
Well, hello everyone. What an exciting day for all of us here who support this important training center for future counselors. For those of you here whom we have not yet met, I would just say that my husband and I are SDSU alumni and chose to make Brookings our home, raised our family, and pursued our individual careers while becoming a part of all that makes up this wonderful city and university. Several years ago, Wendell and I had been involved with Brookings community mental wellness organizations, and we became aware of the desperate need for trained counselors, especially in South Dakota's rural settings. There were stories we heard of those being asked to wait 2 to 3 months for an appointment with a counselor, simply because there was more need than services. We knew that mental health skills are essential for navigating the complexities of life and achieving overall well-being. When in 2018 we were asked to support the redesign and repurposing of this beautiful building so that the space could be used to better meet the needs of those students wishing to become counselors, we became excited to be a part of it. It took some time, as all good things often do, but late this summer, as the finishing touches were being put on this newly refurbished building, we were asked by SDSU's Director of Education and Counseling and Human Development, Dr. Ann Caravan, and SDSU Foundation Representative Kelly Books, we are hearing a lot about those two today, if we would like to see a tour of the nearly completed building. And of course, we could hardly wait to see the results. The tour was amazing and reminded us again that yes, this is why the redesigned building project was so important. It felt to us like a home of support for students as they learn and train vigorously in preparation for their counseling careers. From its large group classroom offering a variety of collaborative learning modalities to the most up-to-date video technology that allows faculty and students to learn from real-life counseling sessions, this newly repurposed facility really presented itself as a hub for quality counseling education. We believe that facilities do matter, and we feel privileged to be a part of this, along with all of you, as mentioned previously, who have been encouraging this facility, moving it along for so many years. It is truly a large group celebration today. Going forward, we anticipate that each student who walks through these doors will see and feel the importance placed on their chosen degree and will graduate knowing they are truly professionals. And then I would like to say, in addition, that as wonderful as a well-planned structure can be, it also takes faculty and staff who share a vision and keep this vision moving forward, always with the bigger picture in mind. We saw one example of this as we were touring the building that day. It was pointed out that each office in the building has a window. Everyone likes a window. However, there were 3 offices in the center of the building where a window was not possible. So it must be decided who will occupy those offices. Our tour guide that day explained that the only fair way is to go by seniority. Those with seniority should have an office with a window. The problem is that it was also important to place faculty strategically for better collaboration. So, like I say, it takes people who are willing to keep the wheels moving forward for that bigger vision. And so, instead of getting bogged down on this little glitch in the plan, it so happened that one of the long-term senior faculty members quietly volunteered to take one of the windowless rooms, which would then make everything fit perfectly and make for better collaboration amongst staff. We loved hearing that story and would like to recognize the kept vision and spirit of cooperation from that person, Dr. J. Trenhale. Oh, but wait. We think every problem has a solution, right? And we think we've solved this one. We would like to offer our solution to this windowless office problem, Dr. Trenhale, and we think it's right here in this box. Dr. Trenhale. He now has a window.
Thank you, Marley, for those inspiring words that drive all of us each and every day in this field and across this university. Before we engage in the ribbon cutting in just a moment, I would like to bring your attention to the program. Many of you have that. We also may have some extras on the edges. On the inside of the program, you can see the different rooms demarcated by classrooms, director's office, observation rooms, etc. So as you enter into these doors behind me, feel free to make your way to the rooms of your choice, explore everything, including upstairs. There may be some traffic headed that way. There is an elevator as well. So please stay with us, enjoy this moment, this will be a moment that all of us remember for a very long time here at SDSU. So without further ado, I would like to welcome the speaker party up here to engage in the ribbon cutting to formally open up the Thompson Center here on campus.